Hello, my sweet, dear, magical friends. Welcome, willkommen to your reading with me, Natalee, spelled Natalee. If someone has sent you this video, they believe there's something valuable for you to gain through one or a few of the messages contained herein. If this is your first time viewing a tarot reading, just observe your own body, thoughts, and emotions for any reactions, subtle or strong. This means you are resonating with the message and can benefit from its guidance. If you'd like to know when I upload or live stream new messages, go ahead and subscribe to this channel on YouTube, watch Natalee, and toggle the notification bell. To connect on social media, you can also follow me over on the TikTok. Same handle, watch Natalee. Please block and report any other accounts. Lastly, always remember that time spirals. All of my messages are timeless, and you can learn more about me, my psychic work, how to book your session with me, and how to do your own forecasting down below in the description box. Without further ado, let's open up your message. Hey God. You know, there's so much detail that goes into making these little guys. Like, look at his back, how it has the pulled in between his shoulder blades. Like, that's pretty great, right? Okay, so let's see, what message are we opening up for you today? We've got, I always forget that. Your pre-meditation, sort of stressful. I was in Eastern Europe, it was dark at night, and I saw this toddler like out in the street, completely surrounded by just like people, and the parents were nowhere around, and they were just like out in the street. So it feels like a very, I don't know, it feels very stressful to have obviously something like that happening. So let's see, we've got, it's another giga, it's a giga conversation. So someone's having a big conversation. There's a big conversation to be had. There we go. Nice big conversation to be had. It's a giga, so it's a lot, or it's big, or it's like, it's a giga conversation. And I was instructed and guided to use one of the OG decks. This is the Art Nouveau. It's beautiful. You guys are gonna like it. Oh, happy Mercury in Leo to everyone. Speaking of beautiful, we're about to enter Leo season on Friday the 22nd. So flaunt what you got. It doesn't matter what you got. Flaunt it, basically. Okay. Let's take a look here. So Giga conversation is exactly what it sounds like. It's a conversation that could have been building. You could have been knowing that this has been leading up to this, or that this conversation was like always waiting for you. You know, for others of you, this is the total opposite, where you have a fresh inspiration to have some kind of conversation and to talk about something, and to learn about something, or hear about, you know, some expert talking about something that you don't know anything about, or you're having that on your side, that you're communicating something to somebody else, and you're the expert, and you're like opening their whole world up. You know, you're expanding their horizons of the edges of what they thought was possible or meaningful or interesting or what have you. So, okay, let's see, what does Giga conversation mean? What is this message about? What am I here to? Mother of Pearl. Okay, that one landed on the floor, but the one on the table is the Star. Let me see. We're gonna take it because it's the Fool. Okay, give me a second, I'll be right back. Here we go. And he popped all the way off the table. So guys, this is pretty magical. This is, okay, so something about this conversation is, so when I said it's either or, it's the latter. So it's not a conversation that you knew ahead of time that you were gonna have. This is a conversation of complete original inspiration. This is, you feel it inside, you are guided to go out on a limb, you are guided to make contact, send a message, send an email, or really put yourself out there. You know, Chiron does station retrograde Tuesday, July the 19th. And so, you know, there's going to be some crucial energies. If anyone's watching this around when this goes online, which is Wednesday the 20th, and you know, processing some of the vulnerability stuff, and that doing that kind of a thing is going to be very empowering. So, you know, embracing that you're, because this is like, okay, so in the tarot, the Fool is spirit before stepping down into physical manifestation. So this is literally the spirit about to jump off the cliff into a physical body. The spiritual sun never reaches its zenith. He holds the white lily of pure thought. You're totally pure, you're innocent before you even incarnate. Okay, I'm not going to get into the whole, I love talking about all of the individual symbolic meanings in the pictograms in the cards, especially this deck because it's so beautiful. However, let's stay on track here. You or someone you're connecting to, this is a conversation that feels very fated. So when you do get the inspiration, or when this other person does get the inspiration, it's going to be something that they feel not necessarily compelled, like it's an impulse that they cannot control. It is more of being led by the heart and the spirit and some sense of destiny, some sense of, it's easy, it's almost like they're walking into it like in a dance. Like I see someone holding out their hand and I see the other person sort of like flowing into it. I don't know how to, like, this is sort of strange, but it's like one person, she's showing me one person standing still and having their arm reached out, and then the other person just sort of floats in like a dance and takes their hand and then like moves them along. It's like repeating. There's something about that where it's like a loop where I don't know what that is. Maybe you're a dancer and you are doing choreography, and that's part of your choreography where someone like holds the hand out and the other person sort of like dances into it to take the hand, and then they walk, and then I don't know. But that's what I'm getting. I'm the messenger here. So okay, this will be very fun to open up. The Fool with the Star, there is a healing here. There's a healing quality. This is a conversation that once you do put yourself out there and you show your vulnerability, it empowers the other person to do the same. So remember guys, power is an ability to do something. It's not what you use, it's what you have. Let me repeat, power is not something you use, it's something you have. You taking this leap, you being the one to, you know, put yourself out there is powerful, and it's powerful because it's enlarging the space in which everyone can feel safe, in which everyone can feel powerful and be powerful. And this is divine power. I'm talking about absolute spiritual strength here. This is something that is really, really inspired. This is like something is inspiring you towards it. That's what it is. That's what it is with the hand thing. So like someone holding out their hand and then someone like floating into it. It's like something or someone has that open hand of like, it's right here. It's right here. Here it is. Here it is. You know, and then you see it and it inspires you, and so you float into it, and it's a float. It's like a floaty float, like a cloud. You're like a cloud just floating into taking this other person's hand. That's what it is. So it's really soft. This is something that is inspiring you that way. That's how it should feel, having this conversation. And it feels like a very positive conversation, uplifting, great news, love, healing, maybe some form of creativity, spirituality. This could be meditation. Let's keep going. Okay, what else? Tell me more about this conversation, please. I'm gonna try to keep them up here a little so I don't want anybody flying off the table again. Thank you. Wheel of Fortune and you have the Seven of Cups. Look how beautiful this card is, first of all. Look at, okay, a little bit, just because this is me. So the Sphinx sits at the very top of the Wheel of Fortune, and they have, this is a very muscular Sphinx. They have the sword of truth, and they sit at the top of the wheel, and the wheel, as you can see, we have Typhon the snake going down, and then we have this like Anubis jackal thing headed up. That is saying that everyone's fortunes rise and fall. Everyone's fate goes up and down. But it doesn't matter as much, because if you can keep your equilibrium, then you can stay stable and consistent and, you know, feeling good no matter what time of life or no matter what is happening, whatever those ebbs and flows of your life are, whether you're on like a down thing or whether you're coming up to something, like you will stay consistent no matter what through those huge changes. And then you will not, this is another one of those like external validation versus internal validation things. And so you want to make sure that you, whatever changes are happening, there's some big changes. Like you've got the Wheel of Fortune, you have some other big cards here. So there's some big changes. So, you know, don't judge it good or bad. Just focus on your equilibrium. And let me tell you, I love riddles, and the Sphinx always has a good riddle. The riddle will always be a question about yourself. And if you can answer that question correctly, then you get to pass. But if you don't, then you get sent back to learn more about yourself. And that is what all of these 4 icons of the fixed signs, the eagle for Scorpio, high vibration Scorpio. We also have Aquarius, angel over here, Taurus the bull, and Leo the lion. Now, with the Seven of Cups, this is really, really, really dreamy. So the clouds that I was seeing, look at the, look how you see the clouds here, okay? So the clouds I was seeing, it's like, it's very dreamy, it's very inspiring, it's very ethereal, it's very magical. So it almost feels like it's a little misty. Something about what you're talking about is like an almost or a maybe or an if. And then the conversation opens up, and then you know, oh my God, it's substantive, it's real. There's something actually there. And it's better than you thought. It's better than you thought. It's better than you thought. Like you didn't quite know, you're like, oh, maybe it's, you know, maybe it's a dragon, maybe it's a woman, maybe it's a wreath. And just a little bit of the pictogram. So the Seven of Cups, you have options and choices. And it's up to you, again, with the self-knowledge to make the right choice. Are you going to choose, you know, the pretty girl just because she's a pretty girl? Are you going to choose, you know, self-knowledge and understanding yourself? Or are you going to choose a nice castle? Are you going to choose jewels and, you know, wealth? Are you going to choose the wreath of fame and glory? Are you going to, you know, it's like, or are you going to choose to see yourself and to know yourself? So it's up to you, again, to make the right choice. So you have some options, and one of these options is just this like bullseye, jackpot energy. It's you come upon something great. When you open up this conversation, it's like, wow, this is really something. So I'm going to say, just have the conversation. If you're feeling inspired, it's just a conversation. It's just to see what's there. It's just to see if there's any substance. You can't really lose with that. And it turns out like, so I don't know why she's showing me this, but I'm just a messenger. Growing up, one of my favorite things to do, I was outside a lot. I like playing outside a lot, like most kids, right? And one of my favorite things to do would be to find like a really big rock, not too heavy, but like a rock that looks like it was sitting there for a really long time, that it's like part of, you know, like the atmosphere. And like the bigger, deeper the rock and the longer it looked like it had been there, like it's like juicy to me. I would just get so like juiced up about it. They called me nature girl. And but this, you know, if you did this too, that it's because when you turn the rock over, you get to see so many bugs, and they're so like big and juicy, and like the crickets always to me looked like those dark red cherries. I love dark red cherries, by the way. I eat them. I like them. They're really great. So, you know, why do I digress so much? So it's like crickets look like juicy dark red cherries, and so that upturning is, I'm trying to stay on the thing here, but I'm just like, she's showing me just like a lot. It's like really, really juicy. It's like you have this conversation because you see the rock, and then you open up the conversation, you start talking, and you're like, oh my God, another cricket, another bug. Oh my God, a pregnant earthworm. Oh my God, you know, and you just find this whole little mini ecosystem, and it's like, it's very full. There's a lot there, and it's real. And it's like, oh my goodness gracious, this is really cool. So let's move on. Let's see what else we got for you. Tell me more about this conversation. And we're gonna open all this up. We are Giga conversation. That makes so much sense now. I mean, this makes so much sense with your down. It's all resonating. It's like, it's all congruent. Giga, it's a big conversation. It's a big conversation because of what you discover, because of what you find, because of what you find out, what you learn. Thank you. We're gonna stop here. She's telling me to stop. It's face down. Let's see what is on the bottom of the deck. 4 of Cups, 3 of Swords, and the 5 of Pentacles. These are like some of the saddest cards, by the way. Now listen, these are all minor arcana. These are not like super duper sad, but they're not nearly as strong or powerful as these other ones over here. So number 1, these are all minor arcana. So that means that it's something that is in your control. You can be the one to decide if you're going to let this energy stick around, or what you're going to do with this stuff. And it's not really something that is happening to you, where all of this is all fate and destiny. This is all happening to you. Okay, you getting the inspiration, you see the rock and you just feel, oh my God, I'm curious. I'm really, the cloud, the mist is just bringing me toward it. I just want to learn more about it. Okay, this stuff is much smaller than that. When you have the conversation, that conversation is destined and fated. But you didn't see that coming. Okay, what is this card here? It's the Queen of Pentacles. That's so funny. So it's like the one person here. Okay, so overall, man, it's interesting because again, with the options here, maybe there's a lot of different rocks. But some of them are, well, some of them I turned over already and then I put them back, and then you can't like upturn a rock because you already, it's like you blew up the spot already. I would try, like I would like cover it back up and then like go away for like a couple days and go back, and it's just not the same. So you have a lot of options, and you don't like all these options, or maybe you took one of the options but they dropped the ball on you, or they let you down, or you know, there's definitely rejection here. This is some rejection energy. So this could have been part of your past in a really like sort of painful, vulnerable way. And listen, if you went for something and it didn't work out, dice don't remember. Just because you roll 5 5s in a row doesn't mean that you will or you will not roll a 5 the next casting. Dice don't remember. Just because blah 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 doesn't mean XYZ. Okay? So don't let some kind of, you know, you might have had, you know, a kind of, you could have been offered something that you were not that excited about, or a little bit hesitant about entertaining or opening up to, or what have you, and maybe you did it anyway, you went against your intuition and it totally did not work out. Or, you know, there does seem to be some lingering feelings about this, about something that it didn't work out, and you don't want that again. You don't want to repeat any kind of pain. And I'm here to tell you that this card right over here is like a billion times stronger than this. So, the wolf that you feed is the one that lives here. So don't focus on this, because you're siphoning your energy out of the current present moment into some memory or into some fear about the future. And you've got something right in front of you that is going to heal all of that up anyway. So let's take a look. Let's start opening this up. We're going to use the potato chip. I call the potato chip deck. I don't know anything about this Queen of Pentacles. We'll see how this person figures in to this message for you. This is going to be someone that you're talking to, or they're part of the conversation somehow. This is a very consistent person. They're very good at taking care of themselves, self-care for themselves, their immediate family situation, their constituency, their business, their creative passion projects, their charities and organizations. They care, and they're really good at it. They're really good at taking care of the runnings of all of these things, the delegating, the organizing. I'm getting a very strong organizing ability for this person. This could be someone that has a team under them, a corporate team, some sort of group. It could even just be the head of a household. It could be your own little tribe of little people. This could be a creative collaboration, and this is the, maybe you're like the lead singer, and you have your band session, and you have a conversation. And it's like maybe you just came up with bum, 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 bum. We will rock you. So maybe it's something like that. Let's take a look. Tell me about the Star and the Fool. One card out. The Hanged Man. So, this is getting interesting. So another major arcana, very fated and destined. Here's the thing. So you see the rock, you see the hand right there. It's like right in front of you. And let's say there's something a little bit different about this rock. It maybe is in a strange shape, or it's a strange, unfamiliar to you color or texture or placement. There's something here where you're going to have to change your perspective because of this inspiration. Something is inspiring you, it's piquing your interest, something's there. And for some of you, this could even be sort of under your skin, depending on how you feel towards growth, towards expanding your own awareness and learning new things. If it's a little bit unfamiliar, and you've always had a reaction to the unfamiliar as, oh, that's going to hurt me. Oh, what I don't know is going to hurt me, then this is going to be a little bit harder for you to overcome. But let's say that you're very open-minded and you are like, let's just see. Then this is less a change in perspective, and it's more a moment of enlightenment. Boom, got the idea. This is like an idea card. This Hanged Man. This is also like Art Nouveau. So this is someone that's walking down the road, minding their own business, and then they get to a fork in the road. And they cannot possibly take two paths at the same time. Oh my God, two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I cannot travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could. No, I'm not gonna finish the poem, but I have before. So you take a break, you step off, and you suspend yourself from the tree upside down, and you do this so that you get a totally different perspective of the world, and then you pick your road, and then you pick the course of life you will take. But you're smart enough to take a break and take a pause and look at everything differently before you make your decision, and really play it out. Really invest in that line of thinking. What if, maybe, perhaps. That's all you need. Then you get the juicy bugs. That's also my Mercury square Pluto. Mercury square Pluto is bugs. I like bugs. There's bug catchers on my Amazon wish list. Just saying, if anyone wants to get me like a half-year birthday present, there's bug catchers. That's okay. So anyway, it's there. It's low-key, high-key. It's there. Let's open up your Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Cups. Oh, the lighting is changing. This is because I'm in a different, we are not in the other room. So, okay, the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven. Okay, we have here something, and then you have a popper as well. You've got the Ten of Cups and the Seven of Cups. Another double. Double mint, double pleasure, double fun. Double mint. Is that like that's like a jingle, right? Double mint, bubble gum. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just. Okay, so Seven of Cups and the Ten of Cups, to clarify. Okay, so this is like, but it is doubling up the. I don't even know what she just showed me. This is like a, what's the next closest thing? The next closest thing would be like, you pop something, you like pull a string and the whole thing inflates. That's kind of what that's like the next closest thing I can describe what I just saw. So take that. It's like one of those devices where you pull the string and then the whole thing pops up and pops open. That's the double part. It's just like, this would be like if I upturned a rock growing up and a fucking tunnel opened up, and I go down the tunnel and I'm like, holy shit, and little cricket just like leads me down and there's like a fucking dragon under the ground, and I'm like, you know, that would be like this. So whatever, have the conversation. You have nothing to lose. It's just a conversation. That's like you pulling the string, and then it's just like, wow. And it makes you so happy. And there's something so lovely about this Ten of Cups because it's perfect relationship energy. It really is. You start with the Ace of Cups, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to get to the Ten of Cups. And this might have caught you up, being in this state of the emotional growth where maybe, you know, this is like, you don't want milk toast, you don't want average, you don't want what you've seen already, you don't want more of the same, you don't want clams, you want the star, you want something new and different that you've never seen before, you want original, you want to feel new feelings, you want to think new thoughts. And you do. This is if this is like a relationship or even like a turn in the relationship, it will be so clear to you that this is something that is refreshing and different and originally just its own thing. It's something just feels like this is its own thing. It's its own category. So don't go into the conversation thinking that you're gonna know where it's going or what it is, or don't try to prejudge it. Just keep, really that is keep an open mind, is just stay open to whatever's there. Let it show you what's there. And you'll see, this is it, you hit it off right away. It clicks right off the bat with this person. That's part of the surprise, that you don't realize how compatible you are, or you don't realize, you know, how big this business can get, or how profitable this could possibly be, or, you know, it's like, it's kind of like that. So, you know, if this is like financial for anyone, which, you know, for one person out there, at least it is, because we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is financial. I'm getting Pisces energy. I'm getting Jupiter and Pisces energy. Okay, so, ooh, later this year, you guys, and around New Year's, first, I am not the timing psychic. I never get timing. I never really get dates or timelines. Sometimes it's very, very sporadic. And this is one of those sporadic times. I'm actually getting this year, July 2022 to January 2023. Guys, it's been so bad lately. You know how I'm usually bad at dates and like knowing what day I'm in? But it's gotten a lot worse within the last few weeks, maybe the last month. And I know it's gotten worse because I'm checking multiple times a day what day I'm in. Whereas before, I would just need to check usually after I do a video, because it was hard for me to keep it straight even when I was doing daily videos. So, you know, before it was just like usually after I do it like once a day. Like I what am I doing, man? And I'm like, okay, that's the day I'm in. But now I have to check multiple times a day to remember what day I'm in, and it's weird. It's weird. So anyway, let's keep it moving. So let's take a look at this Queen of Pentacles. Oh, that's what I was saying. So see, if Natalie forgets, your message will come through because she will remind me. She will re-download it to me. She will show it to me again. Whatever is meant to come through will come through, even if Natalie gets off on one of her whatchamacalls. So what she's trying to say is that someone with this Jupiter and Pisces stuff from now, July 2022 to, and there's something about the beginning of January, the very beginning of January 2023, where you are going to realize that something is so much more than you thought. Something is, and I'm getting the finances. This is okay. So you want to keep the open mind. You want to have that enlightenment moment to have this conversation, because what it will do is actually blur the boundary of what you thought was possible in this situation or for yourself or for this relationship, and it's going to grow. It's going to grow beyond your line, your limit, your boundary. It's going to grow way beyond that. And this is the Pisces energy. This is Pisces, this is Neptune, but I am getting this Jupiter Pisces stuff. So this is, this can be big. I mean, it is big. It is really big. It's like you're not even going to know how much you're going to get out of it until later. So let's take a look at this Queen of Pentacles. It's like very larger than life. It is very Jupiterian. You have another double, and it's the freaking Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of freaking Fortune and the Six of Swords. This is taking you out of a situation, out of a stressful situation or a stressful memory. It is taking you beyond that. What's going on with my hair? It is taking you beyond that and into a much calmer place. This is taking you, this is on a dime. So after this conversation, someone, one or both of you, but definitely for this person, the one that's already really great at taking care of everything, it does seem to be that there was something sort of contentious, maybe even just in your memory, maybe just in your, unconscious drives, where there was just like not the right fit or not the right person, not the right situation, and that sucks. But this was fate brings you the opportunity. Whether you take it or not is you creating your destiny. That's the difference between fate and destiny. So fate is bringing you an opportunity. The hand, seeing the rock, okay? Have the conversation. It's just a conversation. Okay, Giga conversation. Let's take a look at your guidance Any further guidance? So the double Wheel of Fortune, I like this. These cards are so pretty. The double Wheel of Fortune, honestly, that's a lot of, this is a lot of change. Double Wheel of Fortune and the Fool, and there's not many cards here on my kitchen table here. So it's like a quick shift. This is a giga conversation that could change your life. If you're open to it, if you feel like you could be ready for that kind of change, it's big. You don't go back after this, but it's not really about looking back. This is about being inspired and pulled towards your future here. It's you floating into the hand. Bottom of the deck, Meadowlark. Smile, you will soon experience a wonderful journey of inner discovery. That's the double Wheel of Fortune too. You're going to be learning so much about yourself being open to something like this. Meadowlark, smile, you will soon experience a wonderful journey of inner discovery. And then the Popper is the Wren. Be bold and confident. Use all of your resources to create your dreams. So for some of you, that applies very strongly. Be bold and confident. Use all of your resources. So some of you, you know, you or this other person or both of you are using all of your resources. Like this is someone like with the resources, with a lot of resources, with resources that they have cultivated and honed through their skill and their talents, and they have built their resources up. This looks physical resources, but it doesn't have to just be physical resources. There are intellectual property assets. There are spiritual resources. There are resources and assets that are invisible and immaterial. They are no less worthy or valuable. So use all, that's what the card literally says, all, use all of your resources. So make sure you're not overlooking anything. Be bold and confident, use all of your resources to create your dreams. So to create your dreams in the physical, because this is all very invisible. This is the inspiration, this is a conversation. Both of those things are invisible. They're not real, if you want to define real as 3D, you know, dimensional hard reality. But what comes out of that conversation, remember, you cannot copyright the idea, only the expression of the idea. Okay? When you ground it, when you write it down, when you build it with your hands, now we've got something. Something to hold, to have and to hold here. So it's about taking this inspiration, this conversation, this relationship. Are you going to say a relationship is not real because you can't hold it in your hand? A feeling and a thought, they're not real because you can't hold them in your hand? Oh, I feel so Morpheus right now. Reality is just electrical signals firing off in your brain. So this is you creating something from the inspiration, from the, in some cases, maybe this is like, you know, like a platonic love developing or something. Creating something from the inspiration, from the conversation, from the relationship, the quality of these things, to create something physical, to create something material, to create your dreams. Your dreams might be the same dreams as somebody else, and together you guys just like, I don't know, make some magic happen. Well, that was fun. I will check in on your energies next time, my loves. Until then, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah.